What is up, guys? Connor here, back with another video. It has been so long since I have posted anything on this channel. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks. I've basically been working on things here at home, been working a lot. Here is the Celica. It's alive and well. We're actually going to take it out right now in this video. We're going to go over everything that I've done to it, everything that I like and dislike about the new Supercharger that's on it. In the last video, I gave you guys a little teaser of everything that's happened to it. Didn't really explain anything. So in today's video, we're going to go over everything. I'm going to give you guys a detailed rundown of the engine bay really fast. And then we're going to take this thing out for a spin, do some driving, do some acceleration videos on it, everything that we can do. So let's go ahead and pop this hood open and we'll take a look at everything that's inside. Alright guys, we're back in the bay of the Celica here. Very familiar sight for you guys. Little bits have changed ever since the last video. We now run this engine cover. I used to not, but it's back on there now. You guys may notice that in this section right here, there's a new nozzle. This is actually a methanol injection port. In my last video, I talked about how we were going methanol on the car. This is actually our injector for the methanol. It runs back in. It's actually controlled by a boost controller inside of the passenger bay. That is linked to a vacuum line that's on the back of the Supercharger, which basically tells it when to start spraying methanol. Inside of that, it runs back inside of the car and goes to a tank that we hold our liquid in. Down here we have our cruise control module, which we extended out the bracket, or the harness here. All it was just 4 wires. I extended them out, soldered them, and then tucked them under here. You can't see it because the bay's on there. But this is now the engine bay of the Celica. It looks super clean, very happy with it. There's a little bits that I need to tune up and kind of get everything out of the way. There's some electrical tape that needs to be rewired and just get it all cleaned up. But for the time being, the car runs and drives, so let's go ahead and take it out for a spin. Alright guys, so we just took the car out for a little spin. We're out here in Mexico now, out in the boonies. Basically, the last time you guys saw this car, I did a little teaser because the car wasn't fully done, but I wanted to get a video off before I went off for work. I had to go out of state for a little bit, as you guys know. Now I'm back. I'm trying to work on the car. Basically, when we left it in that video, it was only running about 3 psi on the Supercharger. Now we got that corrected. I had to play around with some belt sizes, had to play around with the tuning on it and kind of fix that because it was tuned for only 3 psi at the very top. I kind of mentioned this in the comments, but it wasn't really stated very much explicitly in a video. But basically, the car got back and it was about 70%. Now we have it at about 100%. It's working. We bumped up the methanol, we bumped up the boost, we bumped up the gas. Everything that I did in that, I did in my garage. And it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of just sitting in the garage, sitting with the computer and just kind of testing it out, taking it out on the road, making sure that we're okay, making sure that our knock sensor up there, most importantly, was not going off and that our check engine light wasn't coming on. We did pretty well with that. The car is super solid. It has some ironing to do out in the lower end. Basically, when you're getting on it, it will give you signs of like a knock. That's just because some of the timing, I think, is wrong in it. I want to get it looked at by a shop, but for now, it's okay. It's not going to damage the car anyway, anything like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to kind of just give you guys some driving clips. Up here, we have the GoPro set up. We're just going to do some accelerations. You guys saw one earlier coming from the GoPro when it was mounted up in the car. We're going to do some on the speedometer and kind of show you guys how fast this thing is. It's actually really fun to drive now. I'm really happy with how it is. So I'm going to jump back in the driver's seat. We're going to set up and then we're going to do some little drive-bys on this road. checking in again. It is time to end the video. I am so glad to be back on YouTube again. It is so much fun making videos. Unfortunately, in this video, we were having a lot of fun driving the car around. We had to get prepped for my brother's baby shower here. Had to move a bunch of stuff inside so that way he could have some room, and unfortunately, it is the rainiest day in Washington right now. I got the Celica out there, unfortunately, the Mini there with it. This is just so flooded. My entire driveway is absolutely just battered and bruised by the rain right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make another video another time, but with the weather being like this, we just can't drive the car. I think you guys can see it out there, maybe not. We have about 4 inches of water built up in that puddle. It is not supposed to be like that at all. We are not used to rain building up like this, and all of a sudden this happened in about a couple hours. So the Celica is actually kind of stuck out there. We're not going to be moving it for the time being. I got to clean up the garage. I got to get this thing back inside so it doesn't get rained on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.